Hey, Partha, welcome. It is a pleasure. I know we've talked once in a while. We keep up with each other, but it's been such a long time. I think we lost, um, check. We didn't really talk for many years, and then we connected. And every time we'd connect, we talk for a few minutes. And I thought that we can both sit down and catch up on everything you've done since 1996, right? So we go back to college days, and I think when I was speaking to you last, you used the right term. We were chuddy buddies, right? So it's really fun and pleasure talking to you. And
Same
I
here.
hope that people can learn a little bit more about you, including myself.
Correct.
So, so let's start with tell us a little bit about where you stay now, family, personal, please.
Okay. Thank you, Vishal. First of all, yeah, thanks a lot for giving me this platform. And I think this is a awesome, I would say a creative thing that you're doing,
Thank you.
and there's something called memoirs. So I think this will be part of our memoirs for all of us. And I'm sure we'll be talking to a lot of other friends also from the college. So I think it's
That's
going
the
to
hope.
create
We'll
an,
see. Yeah, that's the hope.
yes. So I think it's going to create an album for us for the rest of the life, right?
Right.
And whenever somebody wants to have a reminiscence of what we have done, what we do, I think it's just open up a YouTube and go to this channel and see. So it's a kind of giving that face to all the names that we have, right? We have a WhatsApp group of I think not less than 100 people in one group. You
Right.
are I think also a part of it, right?
Right.
But having a WhatsApp group, having a Facebook is one thing. But giving a FaceTime to all these names is a different thing, right? And
Right.
thank you for doing that and taking that pain and effort of getting into all this. Thank you so much for this.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Hey, by the
yeah,
way, in the honor
yeah,
of India-Pakistan match tomorrow, I'm wearing the right jersey.
yeah. Of course, yeah, man. That's the color. The sky is
Right.
blue. We are all blue. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Avatar
Very
was
cool.
also blue. So yeah, great.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
you are in Delhi currently, and were you in
Yes.
Delhi all this time?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in Delhi for last almost say less 20 years now. Yeah. Before that, briefly for 5 6 years, I was traveling. I was out in India. I was in Nepal. I was in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Thailand. All this because of my business trips that I had with my first company, which was Amadeus, the first company that I first joined immediately after college. Yeah. So I'm currently settled here in Delhi. I'm a Delhiite now, more of a Bengali than more of a Delhiite than a Bengali actually. And yeah, I'm settled here with my wife and my daughter. My daughter is in class 12 now, and that's why I'm running around for her college admissions. Yeah, which I told you last time. Yeah,
Yep.
and my parents are in Calcutta, and they don't want to come back to Delhi and settle with me because we have all the relatives in and around. Yeah, and obviously there's a cultural shock and difference, huge from the eastern belt to northern belt, when they come here, and so that's the reason they are settled there. You know so on the personal front, this is where I am right now, yeah, with my family.
Yep. So that reminds me, you and I share on professional front. So you joined Amadeus,
Correct.
and I joined Sabre. I don't work with them anymore, but I was with Sabre over 15 years.
Yeah,
So we were doing travel software related stuff,
correct.
different continents, but pretty much in the same field, right? Amadeus and Sabre
Yes,
were very
yes.
much sort of cutthroat competing companies.
Competitors, yes.
Yeah, and I think at one time between them, they had over 80% of travel industry covered in the world.
Yes, true,
Yeah. I
true,
don't know if it's
very
true
true.
still, but I know it was true before.
Yeah, it was true because when I joined Amadeus, I think Amadeus was at its peak. So Amadeus
Yeah.
was the leading GDS,
Yeah.
and then the competitors were Sabre, Galileo, and Abacus. Yeah. And I think what they used to tell me, the Germans, because obviously Amadeus was a European company, it was
Right.
a joint venture between Lufthansa, Iberia, Continental, and Air
Right.
France. So it was pure European company. Yeah. So when my German friends, colleagues used to visit, and they used to say that every passenger, out of every 3 passengers flying on any aircraft, I think one is booked through Amadeus. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
So that
And
was the
we,
market share that Amadeus had then,
right, right. I think we had similar saying
Yeah,
at Sabre. So very much big companies. Maybe they're the same now. So tell us about
right.
your spouse, your better half. How did you find her, and where you are today, and just anything that would be sort of useful.
Okay. See, sometimes I feel, whatever we do, it's all written somewhere already. You know, we are just mere, what do you call, robots, the ones that we are developing right now, on metals. I think somebody else has created some robots on flesh and blood, right? So I mean, I think when I look back, I think it will be true for I think 90% of the people. I mean, I can say it's for 100% of the people. When you look back and see what happened with you, or how it happened with you, how you got into these things. I mean, a lot of things, lot of things. I not say that everything, but a lot of things is like, yeah, I had never thought of that, but how I don't know how it happened, you know, whether it's a job, whether it's a spouse, whether it's whatever things that you do. So the same thing goes with my spouse also. So she's actually a cousin sister of one of my friends that I met in Nepal. You know,
Oh, wow, interesting.
yeah. So think of it. When I joined Amadeus in Delhi, I was here for 8 months. First 8 months. So my MD, Ankur Bhatia, he calls me one day and says that Partha, because you're doing a good job, and there's something that I've seen that I think you can be elevated to some bigger responsibilities. Given bigger responsibilities. So I said, what? He said that we want to start up our operations in Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, because that comes under Indian subcontinent, yeah, South Asia. So I want to send you somewhere. Okay. And he also gave me options of Calcutta and Jalandhar. Okay. Just think of it within 6 months of me passing out from college in Jalandhar, right? So yeah, so I told him that, sir, dekho, Jalandhar, I've just come out, right? 4 years. I don't want to go back to Jalandhar. It's a very small town, right? Kolkata, I belong to Kolkata, so I can go there anywhere, anytime, right? Sri Lanka, Bangladesh will be a bit far from my place because my father
Right.
was still in Gangtok then.
Yep.
So he was in his job. So I said, I think Nepal sounds better, you know. Otherwise, I could have landed up anywhere, right? So I took that challenge. I went to Nepal, I set up the entire operations. And because of that, they also again sent me to Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. But why I said this was that I think it was destined for me and my wife to meet, which is why I chose Nepal, right? And within 1 year, I met such good friends. There's a bundle of 7, 8 guys. We used to hang out together. And obviously, Nepal is a bit laid back, right? I mean,
Hmm.
there are good people, they're hardworking people, but they don't take stress, right? So after 6, 7 o'clock or maximum 8 o'clock, they're like, okay, let's go for a drink. It's not like, bhai, Delhi culture, kabhi aa to ghar pe, but that never aa to happens. But there they make sure that we meet, right?
Right.
That's why we bonded and we had a very good friend. So slowly I started going to their houses also. I got invitations, to come to their houses, attend these functions, whatever, birthday, marriage, this and that. So that is where I saw this girl, a bunch of girl again, 5, 6 girls, and I liked her. But it's just I liked her, that's it. And then I think somewhere people saw us, looking at each other or something like that, but we never had this any kind of feeling, I would say. But they only started talking, oh, they will make a good couple, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And what happened? This news went to her father, and father took it very seriously. Are you really serious about this guy? And one day I find her in my office. She comes to my office. I see this bold lady coming with all anger on her face and says, what is this nonsense going around us? I hear people talking this and that. So I said, you're a nice girl. You're a beautiful girl. You're a wife material. I mean, I never thought of it, but now that you're in front of me, I think why not?
Yep. Yep.
I think we can get into a relationship and see what happens. And the second immediate question that comes from her is that, will your parents allow you to marry me if everything goes well? Because
Right.
obviously a different country, different culture, everything, right?
Right.
I said, don't worry, I'll handle that. So that's how it all started. It was not that, love at first sight, or I said, I love you, or she said, I love you, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I
And
think,
you have to commend her parents that they were very open minded, right? That they were,
see, yeah,
or
see, I'll tell
did
you
that
what,
is that how it went?
Yeah. Just the people from Nepal or from the northeast of India, if you see, they're anyways very open-minded.
Uh-huh.
If you see the northeast of our country, I mean, they're anyways
Sure.
open-minded, right?
Yep.
Because
Agreed.
if you see the eastern belt, they are more of a matriarchal society, right? They respect women. I mean, it's there, right?
Yep.
Even we worship Durga Ma, Kali Ma more than anybody else, right?
Right.
Just like that in the entire Northeast,
Right.
The other side of the country is a bit different. It's more of a patriarchal society. So, like,
Sure.
it was much easier for me to also say that, I can convince my parents. And obviously, but I think take it on my stride that you have to also make an impression, right? Which I think I was able to make. So, so I was a
That's
good
cool.
boy. I was well educated. At 21, I was running a country, set up a country. So it was
Yep.
like there. So I think it all went well then. But yeah, when I see all this thing, what happened was I think somebody written it that
Yep.
like it had to happen, right? So that's how it all
Yep.
happened. Yeah,
Excellent. That's a very nice. So it was,
yeah,
I'd say it was a love come arranged, but
yes,
mostly, you guys had decided by that time
correct.
that,
Yes,
it's
yes, yes.
you guys
Of
are
course,
were made for each other.
of course, yes.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's go back to our college days, right? What's like one thing that comes to your mind? Like what's the best memory that you have of college?
Okay, I'll divide into two parts. Okay, this
Right.
question. So
Yep.
you said that one thing that comes into mind, that will be one
Yep.
question. And what is the best part? I'll make it as a second question, right?
Yep. Fair.
Uh, See, one thing that comes to my mind is that right now, I would say that wish I can go back, those 30 years back or whatever, 25, 30 years back, and could do certain things in a certain way, of which I have a maturity and knowledge now, you know.
Yep.
Maybe I could have been ended somewhere else, or I could have been a much better person,
Uh-huh.
What are the best memory of my college are you guys, right? So you guys are my memories, right? Because see, when I joined Jalandhar, believe me, because I was from Northeast, right? So our college orientation happened in Silchar because Silchar was the only NIT then on the
Right.
Northeast side, right? Other than Kharagpur in Calcutta. So and I was not very sure that I'll get any college, a good college or something like that. My father was very insisting on because of those days only electronics, civil, and mechanical were the ones that were considered as engineering. Rest
Right.
others were like was a crap for everybody. Right now the things are more mature and people are aware and there are opportunities in other fields also, right?
And you need all kinds to for this world to go around, right? So you need
Correct,
all sorts of skill set for sure.
correct. So here also something similar happened when I say that things are already written. The exactly same thing happened. So I was not very sure that will I get an electronics or I was mechanical because my father was very keen on electronics or mechanical.
Yep.
Okay, and I went when I went there, I actually had electronics, I had instrumentation, I had computers, I had mechanical, I had civil also. Okay,
Right.
so my father thought that I'll take Jamshedpur mechanical because that was the best mechanical then, right?
And it was
And I had
closer
Warang
to where you were, right? So
not only closure, but in
relative,
terms of
yeah.
reputation, also Jamshedpur
Sure.
Mechanical was considered the best one. Like
Uh-huh.
Warangal Electronics was considered the best one, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so Warangal Electronics was also there. But I don't know why I chose Jalandhar Computers. And after I chose, I got a good thrashing from my father, you know, that why did he choose computers? Because computers 30 years back was nothing, right?
Right. Right.
So I chose Jalandhar. Okay. And on top of it, it was a very new college. You remember that we were the
Yeah.
last batch. I mean, we completed the fourth batch of the college, right?
Correct. Correct.
So it was a very new college, I mean, there was nothing actually, the hostel facilities, we did not
Right.
even have an auditorium, right?
Right.
I did so many music shows, you know that, right? But we
Yep.
had to put up those canopies and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
obviously, the infrastructure is different. So yeah, the college days were anyway so exciting that you're going to a college. Uh, but the things become much easier and much happy when you have good people around, right?
Sure.
So my memories of my college are the friends like you, and
Sure.
yeah, and you especially, I just want to mention it here also because you're the guy who taught me how to ride a scooter. I remember. Do you remember that?
I forgot. No, yeah.
You forgot,
My
right?
with
Did you
age,
forget?
my memory is going down the drain.
Okay, I'll remind you then, because I had just learned cycling, you know. That to getting the cycles from the guards around from all the
Uh-huh.
gates, and I
Right.
used to ride it for 15-20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So one day you told me, Partha, why didn't you learn scooter? I said, मेरे को नहीं आता. You said, नहीं मैं तेरे को सिखाऊंगा. Now the problem was, where do we get the scooter from? Okay. So you arranged the scooter from our local guy. He was a sir there. He used to come in scooter. I forgot his name. You
Bhupi,
got
Pupi,
maybe
Bhupinder
Bhuppi. I
Pal
think
Singh. Yeah,
Bhuppinder Pal
yeah,
Singh. I guess so.
yeah.
You got
Right.
the scooter from him, and I
Uh-huh.
think 3-4 days you taught me how to ride the scooter. And the day one, on the first roundabout at the entry of the gate, we both fell because of me because I did not put the brakes at the right time. So I remember all those days.
I see, I
I
see.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, like if you were to pick one person, teacher, professor, college, when I think of college, I think of college one and hostel other, right? Because the amount of time we guys spent in hostel was just probably much more than what I spent in college, right? So
Correct.
who was like one person that you think you were in what was the most influential on you?
In college, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, generally speaking, college, hostel, like in seniors or even
Okay. So if it's
professors or
specifically for, yeah, I understood. If it's specifically for college, okay. I mean, out of college, there were a lot of people
right.
that I still follow, and because that helps me get that strength. But in terms of college, if you say, there were seniors from our third year
Yeah,
from Sikkim only. You
yeah.
must have, I don't know if you remember them. His name was R.K. Agarwal. Okay.
RK Agarwal, okay.
Yeah, he was electronics and he was a good student also.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 2-3 other guys. There was somebody called Namchu and
Uh-huh.
Arpan. Arpan is in US. Yeah. And Slam Namchu. I think Namchu is also in US. Unfortunately, RK is no more. He passed away
Oh no.
uh,
Okay.
3-4 years back. Why I liked them was not only because they were from Sikkim, but there were a lot of influences of them on my college life. Because these guys were a pillar of my strength. RK was the one who stood for me. Said, Partha, whenever you feel something bad happening, come to me straight. I'll see how to straight that up. Any senior, any ragging, any problems,
Excellent.
that you come to me.
Yep.
And he was one of the best guys in like in terms of toppers and all that. He had a very good reputation. Anslam and Namchu, why? Because they were the ones instrumental to get me on stage. Before that, I had never played any instrument, but I had a very good sense of rhythm and beats and all that. Because I remember when there used to be load sheddings, and it was often, right? Load sheddings were often in Jalandhar college. So
Yep.
we used to sing songs. Manjit used to sing, I used to play. So I used to
Right.
beat the tables, okay, in the room. And one day these guys heard me beating the table, and they came and said, "Who was beating the table?" So they brought me to the Congo, and from Congo I got elevated to drums on my own efforts, though. But at least that first opportunity was given by them to play in the
Yep.
first program in '92. So these guys were, I think, my ideals or my influences in college. They'll
Excellent,
say,
excellent. When I
yeah,
think of you, I think of you were certainly one of the more musically gifted in our class for sure,
right,
right? So
right.
I think we spent quite a bit of time on the top of the bus singing and stuff, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I recall you were certainly one of on the forefront of it, right? So
Right. Do you
awesome
remember our
memories.
Dalhousie trip
Yes,
on the
yes.
rooftop? Yeah,
For sure, for sure. Every
yeah,
detail, for sure. Yep,
right.
yep.
Yeah.
So if you were to give yourself like one advice to your young self when you were in third, fourth year of college, what would that be?
That would be, do not react. Okay. Take a step back, take 5 breaths, calm yourself down, and then only take a decision. I think. Then I think you'll get better decisions, you will get better responses, you'll get better results. You know,
Right.
because the age that we were in, I think when I joined college, I was what? I think 16 and a half, 17, right? Because 10th August is my birthday and I joined on 26th. So I just completed 16 years and like I was
Sure.
in college. Yeah. So I think that I was immature. Yeah. A lot of things were very impulsive, very reactive. Uh, so I would suggest that it would have been more responsive, taken a time and think over it for 2 or 3 times and then only take a decision on it. I think that would have helped. Yeah.
Excellent. So don't react like,
Yeah.
on the whim, right?
Anything
So
should
I
not
see.
be knee jerk or impulsive.
Yeah,
It should be
yeah.
proper planned response rather than a reaction. Yeah.
Got you, got you. So as you see yourself, right, going back almost 30 years, so what you count as the biggest challenges and also I'd say, accomplishments in the last 30 years or so for yourself, personal or
Uh,
professional?
yeah. See, challenges for me are many. Accomplishments are also many. Yeah. Challenges are something that obviously I came from a very humble background. Yeah. So I was waiting when I will get the degree so that I
Hmm.
start earning,
Sure.
because I've seen my parents sacrifice, I've seen my father sacrifice. There were times that when I used to like a shirt, but did not have the guts to ask my father to buy it, you know. So, those were the times, and I came from that background. So, and after I passed out, also it was not easy, to get into a job. There were many factors because you were new, you were young, you were not polished, you're not coming from that background. You're not a pass out from an IIT or an IIM that the companies will just hire you and train you. You're on your own. The job that I was in, think of it. I lived my entire life almost like in Gangtok, right? Where the maximum
Uh-huh.
temperature was only 25. Okay. And suddenly I was put up at 47 degrees, 45 degrees. Yeah.
Right,
So, I
right,
mean, that was also a shock, physical shock for me. So I had to adjust into everything from the climate to the culture to the
right.
people to the new challenges in life. And the first job that I had was obviously a field support engineer, right? So at the heat of 45, 46 degrees, and that too in the rains, because we joined in August, we passed out and we joined in August. So I had to go every travel agency across Delhi, and learn a lot of things, a lot of challenges. But obviously that trains you for the rest of your life, right? Because when you are just within a gated community, whether it's your college, whether it is house or whether your society, you
Right.
don't you just learn as much, nothing more than that. Yeah. But when you are in an open field, okay, when you are in a city, when you're in a country on your own, and think of me at the age of 21 and a half, I was in Nepal, right? And in 22, I had to go to Bangladesh. At 23, I had to go to Sri Lanka. So the learning that I had, and that I
Yep.
think compensates for the challenges that I actually had.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And there were things, that's why I said that everything is written, right? It was written that I would be successful, in all these profiles that I was doing. And which is why, because I was meeting the right people at the right time. Sometimes they say, you have to meet the right person at the right time at the right place to
Right.
have your things done. So I think those were happening. Uh, Accomplishments is that, whatever I've done, whether I've risen, when I've fallen, everything is on my own. Okay.
I see.
There's not a single penny of anybody's contribution in it, right? So that is why what I take a pride on, that whatever I am today is because of me. You know, it's not because of, yeah, my parents have a contribution in educating me and bringing me there, but after that everything is like on my own, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so that is what is my accomplishment, I would say. Yeah.
Yep. So what's your like, how does your day or a week look like currently?
See, Mondays and to Fridays are mayhems, right? So yeah. So like I would say 15 hours, almost 14 to 15 hours I have to give for my job, which includes your, travel time and getting
Travel time
ready and
too.
unwinding and winding,
Yep.
all those stuffs, and plus obviously the actual work. So a lot of things pile up during the weekend for my
Yep.
family, and also on top of it, because my daughter have just passed 12. So a lot of things that we have to do in India to get into a college, right? Because for one seat, there's an average of 400 people who are trying, right? 400
Right.
students
Yep.
average. So the competition is too high. So a lot of options you have to explore, a lot of
Yep.
documentation, a lot of interviews, a lot of exams. So I'm actually tied up into all those things. My job,
Yep.
my daughter's education, and a lot of other things. Yeah.
Got it. So are there like any like daily habits that you think are useful, essential for your physical and mental wellness that you that you've sort of taken up and you think you can't really do without them anymore?
So one thing is a very bad habit, which I'll not say here. Yeah. Which you would have guessed what is my bad habit, right? I'm contributing to the global warming. So yeah, 10, 12 times a day. But besides that, yeah, see, there are two things that I make sure. Is One is after I've done and dusted with the whole day thing, I just sit myself and watch some videos and, I mean,
Yep,
educational videos or travel
yep,
videos, which actually soothes my mind. Okay. Because my mind also needs some peace, because maybe my mind wants to do, because mind also works by itself, right? So it wants to do
right.
something and I have to feed it also, so I think this data, this information, I mean, whatever. So I go through that 1.5 hours in the evening, it's more of educational videos that I try to see, and it can be
Right.
anything. Okay, it can be anything. That's one part. Second part, in this society, the society that I stay, which is Nilgiri Apartments in Alaknanda, we have a good friend circle around, and we have a good ground here. So every Sunday we play cricket. So those 4 5 hours are
Cool.
really good
Yeah.
exercise and good
Yep.
unwinding and stress buster, meeting
Yeah.
people. And because of this cricket, also I made a lot of friends in and
Right.
around. So right from even the police chief here or the MLA or the MP here, they all know us.
I see.
Because of this friendship and the cricket and all the functions
Are
that
you
we
a
organize.
batsman, bowler, all-rounder?
I'm an
What are you these
all-rounder.
days?
I'm an
All-rounder.
all-rounder
I
and
see.
also a wicket keeper. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. So no bowling, but wicket keeping batter.
No, no, I do bowling also.
Oh, bowling
So
too.
all-rounder
Okay.
as in bowling, batting. When time comes, when the wicket keepers are not there, I also do keeping. But yeah,
Okay.
primarily bowling, batting, obviously. Yeah.
I see. I see. So looking forward, right? So, how do you see your like next decade, or what kind of dreams you have for yourself for moving forward?
Okay. See, I'm a very realistically positive person. Okay. Or a very positively realistic person. But I think the positivity is sometimes heavier on the realistic reality. But having said so, I also believe that whatever you think and whatever you feel, that's an energy, right? Because everything is energy. So whatever energy that you emanate, that comes back to you, right?
Yep.
From the universe, right? So I think you should always feel happy about others. You should think good about others. You should feel happy about yourself, your family, everything. So I want to be very positive. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of dreams. I mean, maybe it will sound very funny, but I'm a very charitable person. Okay, so I want to earn a lot of money and do a lot of
Sure.
charity. Okay, a lot of charity. Okay, and my charity will be primarily more towards animals, planet, and then humans.
Sure.
Okay, that's the chronology. Yeah, because I feel that the person who does not love animal cannot be a good human being, to be very frank. Because animals are the truest symbol of love and honesty, and God also created animals first. Huh? Humans were the last animals that He created. So there's a reason behind it, why He created
Good point.
humans,
Yes.
right? Because He knew that when these guys come, the world will change forever, and which is happening, right? You see around you, everything is
Right.
changing, right? And that's why we're exploring going to Mars now. So we are like, yeah, we are like those Lacostes, which goes there and empties the field and then finds a different field. So which
Got
is why
it.
I feel that, I want to earn a lot of money. I want to do a good charity for animals and then for environment also, because the way we are spoiling our environment, people forget that this is the only home that you have. You can buy multiple houses on Earth, but there's only one Earth, right?
Right.
This people forget. So that is where I want to be, and I do my bit. Obviously, very small pieces and portions right now, but I want to make it big. You know.
So once your daughter leaves home, she goes to college, she gets settled. Do you see yourself like moving back to, the mountains or the beaches, or you see yourself staying in Delhi?
See, I want to be wherever I can earn a lot of money.
Got you. Okay. You you
To be
you
very
know
frank,
what you want for sure.
yes, because the reason is that I told you why I want to earn money. I want
Right.
to earn money not for my family. Okay, so it's for some other reason, because
Sure.
a three-member family or a four-member, five-member family can survive with as much as somebody is earning from a job. But if
Right.
I want to
Right.
do what I exactly want to do, I need a lot of money or I need a lot of influence, So either I have to have a wealth or I have to have that power. Okay.
Yeah.
Either of the two.
Is
Yeah.
there any charity that you want to point out, for people who listen to this in future, maybe they get influenced by you and also contribute to the same charity that comes to your mind?
See, I mean, obviously, it depends, I mean, I cannot name any charity. I don't want to name any charity.
Okay.
It should not sound like a sponsorship here. But
Okay.
I do my bit for anybody I see that is genuinely helping animals, somebody who is genuinely doing something for the environment or the planet, you know. Do your bit because we'll be
Yep.
putting this on YouTube, right? So anybody anywhere across the globe can see. So
Right.
do your part locally, I think the world will change forever. Keep
Yep.
your society, keep your one thing that I can say simply, for everybody, it's very simple. Just make a radius of 200 meters around you or 500
Right.
meters around you, wherever you stay or wherever you're standing, and think that whoever is within this 500 meters, including animals, trees, plants, humans, I'm going to do something for them.
Got you.
That's it.
Got you. Cool.
That's it. If
Cool.
everybody starts thinking like this, think of it, the whole world will be a different place, right?
Yep. Absolutely. So obviously you're passionate about animals and welfare, for sure. I know you're passionate on for music.
Of course.
Besides these two, did you pick up any other hobbies or passion projects like in the last few years or even recently?
See, I have not done anything. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
doing, but I try to gather as much as knowledge in terms of new technologies, let's say
Right.
artificial intelligence and all that
Sure.
entices me. AI entices me, and also something on the defense technologies. Somewhere from the
Yep.
childhood, I was very inclined to defense technologies. I love to, and I try to learn more about what's happening in the defense sectors and all. Yes, I have not done anything on them because I mean, professionally, I was not involved with those lines, right? But those
Yep.
were my passions. So anything
Got
on
it.
defense technology, anything on artificial intelligence, or any new technology, urban transportation, I would like to keep myself abreast with all these things.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Any bucket list items that you've checked off, like in the last few years, that you always wanted to do, and you thought that you were able to sort of do it, whether alone or with friends or family?
See, that was long time back. There's a long list of my bucket list yet,
Yep.
but there
Sure.
are two that
Sure.
I ticked off is buying a house and getting a car.
Excellent.
Uh, yeah, so which I've already done. Um, I wish I could have put my wife also that I'll get married to a good human being, you know, a good female as my wife partner. Then that could have been also ticked, but I
Yeah.
think that just happened. The other bucket list is exactly what I told you, what my dream is, So that's the biggest bucket list,
Sure. Sure.
do something for in these 3 4 areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is what. And I think I would also want to do something which is in India specifically because we have got a lot of talent here. And look, people
Right.
like you, migrating to other countries and doing so well for yourselves. So I feel somewhere that it's only because that we do not have the same kind of, let's say, governance or same kind of infrastructure or same kind of opportunity, which is why all the Indians are going outside, right? I mean, name the top CEOs. I think you will find at least 4 out of 10 as Indians, right, in the top
Yeah, for
CEOs.
sure. Especially in the
Yeah.
in tech, for sure.
So yes, exactly. So I cannot talk about how the infrastructure will be built. I think, but the government is doing it. But yes, if I have that kind of money, I would like to create in research institutions across India. Okay,
Excellent. Excellent.
not only engineering and college, but research institutions where you can come, you will be given all the facilities, you do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I think India is lacking
Perfect.
that infrastructure. Yeah.
Perfect. I think that's a huge bucket list item, and I think of course, you guys staying living in India have to do it, but even folks like us who are outside can certainly contribute, and we try
Correct.
to do our bit, but of course, I think it's never enough. We can all do more. right. So,
Right, right, right. And
hey,
one
it's
more bucket
it's
list is
uh,
on the personal side is one day for sure. I want to go to Kedarnath and Kailash and Mansarovar.
excellent. Okay,
Those
cool.
are
Hey,
the places that I want to
we
go.
should plan on doing that together because I would love to do
Yeah.
that too.
Yes,
Yep,
yes.
yep.
I definitely want to go there. I can do it now also because I have a lot of friends from Nepal who run their own travel agencies and tours.
Oh,
So they can
cool.
send me anytime I want. But the
Uh-huh.
only problem is I do not have the time right now. So because if you
Gotcha.
want to go there, I mean, you have to have at least 30 days, 20, 25 days in hand,
Oh wow,
which is
like a
very
whole month.
difficult. Yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
of course. So that is what is difficult for me to,
sure.
take out right now. Unless I start something on my own and I can give it to my CEO, okay, run the company and I'm going on a holiday.
So I'm going to put that on my bucket list. I think that's a group
Yeah.
very good one, and
Yeah. And if
hopefully
you do it in a
we
group,
can do
believe
it
me, I have
together.
one more friend from Delhi. He also
Yeah,
wants to do the same thing. And
yeah.
his wish is different. He wants to drive from here to Mount Kailash.
Oh
I said,
wow.
man, I think that's a long bucket list, right?
Yep, yep, yeah. You probably need like what 2 months to accomplish that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because you have to cross all the way to China, right? And there are
right.
a lot of paperwork and all. So it's
Yeah,
better to
yeah.
go through a tour guide and keep things simple rather than driving on your own. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, Partha, it was an absolute pleasure. I think I learned so much about you. Today we talked, but we never really get to talk about these details. And fascinating. I love the journey and the ups and downs. And I can only wish the best for you and your family.
Thank you so much, Vishal. Thanks a lot. And you know what? You have always been a very, very good friend to me, and I always remember you fondly. Believe me, out of all the whole list, there are only few that I remember very fondly, and you're one of them. And I really have a love and respect for you, and which you know
Thank
that
you.
whenever we speak,
Likewise.
whenever we talk. So whenever I hear this name Vishal Bhasin, that gives a different kind of feeling in the body, right? So there are a few
Thank you.
names, and thank you so much for this platform. But before we sign off, I just would like to say, what is that one thing I'm asking you now? What
Yeah,
is that
sure.
one thing uh, you say that you think that I could have done differently and this would have happened? And one thing that you said that I was bang on, and because of it, I've got this.
Um, you're talking about myself, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep, yep. So I would say that like when I came to US, I came to Dallas Fort Worth, and I'm here. I'm still here. We love Dallas Fort Worth, and it's a great place to raise your family too. But looking back, I think when I was much younger, I should have taken the decision to move to the valley and try and do something there. So I always think of that as something that maybe I could have done. And of course, who knows what could have happened, maybe good, bad, or whatever. But that was one thing that I think is certainly, uh, that I've sort of spoken and told my friends and my wife as well. And I think the one thing that I was completely bang right about was certainly Venus. I think I knew that she would be the one, and I'm so glad that she said yes to me. So,
Great.
so
So yours
yeah,
is also a love marriage, right? I never asked you. So yours is also love
yeah. No,
marriage.
actually, it was more arranged. I would
Acha,
say.
okay.
But arranged for us to meet, and then of course it was like everybody else. It's
But
up to
look at the
you.
coincidence, both your names start with B.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you were you,
and
you were meant to match.
just like you guys, right? Yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah. Something
All
like
right,
that. Good.
Partha, it was pleasure. I know it's late, and I
It's
appreciate you
okay. Yeah.
taking the time out.
Thank you.
And I wish that folks can know more about you. So, hey, we'll catch up soon. Bye.
Same, Vishal. Take care.
Sure
Nice
thing.
talking to you. Pleasure.
Likewise. Bye
Take care.
bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.